Okay, you guys. Okay. I still have to watch Moran's live stream. Didn't have the time to do that. Of course, he just, I think he's off. I have about a couple hours to go. No, I'm kidding. I have about like 40 minutes to go. But yeah, before I do that, appreciate all of you who will be in here shortly, hopefully. Hold on, let me look. Hold on, let me kind of have this up here real quick and show you guys could see the chat. Camera's up there. Okay, alright, let me do this real quick. There you go. Okay, that's off. Alright, everybody's here. Okay, let me put the chat up here. Hello. Hi Jason, I'll read your chat in a minute here. Okay. Think I got that one there. This is so weird. Okay. Alright, I think I'm out. I think everybody could see the chat here. Hello everybody. Emmanuel, hi Lana, what's up? Jason, Jay, and Michael Tucker. Hello, welcome everybody. So, how's everybody doing today? How's that three hours live stream of Moran's? That was very informative. So, like I said, I still have like 40 minutes to go. But before I fall asleep again, I'm gonna do my live over here. Now, not very much update here to go off of, but I just thought, let's talk about Ryan Cohen for a minute here, because I want to do something where I want to take a look at his birth dates. Does anyone knows his birth dates? Please let me know if you do. That would be amazing, because I'm into like this astrology thing. I want to look at his chart and see what's going on. But for those of you who doesn't know any of it, but you might be entertained or whatever. But I was trying to look for his I'll do that later. But before that, since everybody's here today, let me see. Morant is on live now. I'm watching him. No, I think he's off live already. That's why I'm strategically going live now, because otherwise you guys wouldn't be here. You'd be watching him. No, actually, I just got kind of busy for a bit. But usually around this time, I'm free to do my live. So that's good, though. We didn't coordinate the time or anything, so just so you know. So Bitcoin went up just a couple hours ago. I feel like it's like 3% right there, 1% Ethereum. Now I did had some good news. Well, good news for me. It's like so I just got my settlement from Celsius, so it's not gonna hit my account, my bank account, until Monday. But what I'm happy about is that it's gonna be before earnings, so where those lump sums gonna go. Just my opinion, so just okay. So let's address this real quick. My 2 live stream ago, Jay was writing something and it was edited, right? And I don't know, for me, I have this chat up, and what I do is I go to the pop-up and kind of here, let me show you. So this is what I do, and to be on OBS over here, and then I just click on the pop-up, right? So I don't know, maybe that kind of like messed up some of the message that go through. I don't know. Again, I don't have any mods. I don't have any people who would, go through the comments. But Jay seems to think that his comment doesn't go through, and that's so weird to me. Hold on a second. One second. Give me 1 minute. Okay, 1 second. How do I sound? I feel like I think somebody doesn't. Is it because I'm not close enough to my mic? What's going on? How do I sound? Oh, what? Is this the one? Hello. Yes. Alright, how do I sound, everyone? Do I sound okay? Do I sound echoey? I just switched to a different setting here. Alright, let me know what you think. But anyway, so let's go back to what I was saying. So Jay had a message 2 live stream ago, and for some reason it didn't go through in the live, right? Yeah, I'm not quite sure why. Like I said, I don't have any mods or anything like that, but so he was trying to get this message across during one of my live stream, and it says, bears, you should not have taken away the buy button. You create a monster. It's time for you to do the right thing, or make a compromise, gaining back from you long offset of shorts, or soon you will be there will no longer be any other way but to be eaten by the sharks. Okay. I guess, yeah, sure. I mean, to me, none of this really matter. Whether you're short, you're long, or whatever. Eventually, somebody's gonna flip the script, right? And I get it. Those institutions, they have their way out of this. I'm sure they will have to be eaten alive. Some of them, but the big ones will be safe, in my opinion, right? Just like the JP Morgan of the world, the too big to fails, institution out there. So, I think the only people that will miss out are the people who doesn't realize what they hold, right? Whether on the long side or short side, really doesn't matter, right? To me, the fundamental really is at play here. So it really take a long time for people to realize what they hold, And to me, again, yes, this might be true. I agree that they did create a monster in a sense, because without them remove the buy button, I would not know about this company, right? I would not be digging that this company is going to be. Okay, you are okay now. Okay, thank you, Lionel. Appreciate it. Yeah, I wouldn't be in this company if I didn't hear about it, on the news. Like when it runs to the $400, I wouldn't be. right? And so yeah, I agree that they do create that monsters, and I'm sure they're finding ways to get away with this. I'm sure that's a reason why they try to bring down the price low enough for them to stay alive, so to speak, right? And of course, like, it really depends on how many people are actually hold on to these stocks, or how many of the original people were the one who still hold to this stock. I don't know. I have no way of knowing how many. All I know is that there's more and more people who are kind of waking up to the fundamental of the company, and more will to come after, the earnings couple years, right? And so to me, whatever they're doing, whether they're gonna realize that or not, that's on them, the short side. And I'm sure retail would want to short this company as well, and it's not just the institutions that are doing that. I'm sure they're trying to short it through the ETF avenue. They're trying to short it to, create, remember, individual shorted company, they have those funds as well. I don't remember who created those, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's like currently, if I want to short Nvidia, I would go to this ticker to short Nvidia, right? And so however they're doing that, I'm sure they're doing that to GameStop as well, and we'll try to open up to retail to short GameStop as well. Hold on, let me see, what am I talking about here? Let's see, Nvidia. I have it over here. I forgot. Because I was thinking about shorting Nvidia. It's called Investment Manager Series Trust 2 AXS. Okay, let me try to find that on here. So I'm sure they probably make one for GameStop as well. AXS fund or something. AXS. Career? What? No. That's the wrong one. This one right here. AXS. Is that one over there? Daily ETF, ETF, and I'm sure they're trying to short the retail one too, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. But anyway, regardless, like, you wouldn't be able to do that. Hold on 1 second. Oh. Short innovation. I think this is the one. Oh. I need to open it first. So this type of investment vehicle, right? They would create individual, stocks to be created. And I think there's one on Tesla. There's one on, So I'm sure they're gonna make one for GameStop as well, eventually. Again, to try to get more people to short this company. But again, like, if you're dumb enough to do that, okay, that's on you, right? To me, there's nothing to you bet up, you bet down. It really depends on the, what your sentiment is about the stock, right? But how much can you short a company? Like, if it's at the bottom, this would be, if you think it's at the bottom, people would buy it up, people would buy it down or short it down. Really doesn't matter. But to me, the fundamental is on the up and up, right? And just like Moran's was saying, many live stream ago, even today too. Okay, 1 second. And as we speak right now, the overnight on Robinhood, we're up 11 cents right now. So, the anticipation is there for the company. But okay, let me do my regular price kind of update here real quick. So today, if you look at the volume right there, it's 1.8 million shares being traded today. So it's even lower, you guys, and we're up. We're up like what, 2 or 3% today on zero volume whatsoever, right? What are they planning? 4% right there today. I don't know, like, why is the volume so low? But doesn't matter what happened here. It seems we're still up and up, right? But what was I looking at right here? Okay, I'll read the chat in a moment, you guys. 1 second. I want to see. I mean, honestly, this really doesn't matter. Like, eventually, it's gonna play out the way that it needs to play out. But look at this. It's again, like, every time, every single day. And there's a reason why I show you this one too. For newcomers, or, even all of you guys are in here. They have to. It seems like every single time there's a concerted effort to at least divert half of the volume out of, onto the off exchange. And it seems like today, the exempt volume, it's back up to 15,000 shares again, right? And so when this is up like that, it seems like they're trying to, at least, hold on, let me see. Off exchange, right there, number 3. FINRA shorted data reported after market close. So that's what it means. FINRA shorted data reported after market close. So what gives? People are still shorting this company even well after regular time. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are qualified to do this. Okay, so took me an hour of rephrasing my message to get them to go through without them getting deleted. Wow. It may have been Winthrop or higher power stopping me from getting bigger comments of the truth out. I see. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I mean, is there an algorithm that kind of like edited comments like this? I don't know. And to me, what you're saying is important to get out. But honestly, they might think that, it's a manipulating thing, right? to say, short, you're doing this and that. Short is trapped forever and all that stuff. I don't know all that stuff. To me, I feel like there's always a way out for them, right? I think removing the buy button is one. And, swab is another, right? Also after, off exchange, it's probably one, right? DRS is probably one. I don't know. Honestly, nothing really fazed me. Nothing really, off the table here, right? Because this is their livelihood. And so they're gonna, throw everything at us in a sense. If, the company is being shorted to oblivion, like we think it is, right? My standpoint is that none of that really, yes, it matters in the grand scheme of things, but because I can't prove it, we can't prove it either, right? The only thing we could see is like the discrepancy through the volume being so low, and every after hours trading, it has some sort of like shenanigans that happens, right? And so that's all I could go by, is the appearance of something fishy going on, right? And so again, anything other than that, it would be speculation. As far as like the reported short interest, I'm willing to go with that, right? And even with the reported short interest, it's actually like high, really high for any company at all. For this company, for the company of this side as well, And so yeah, let's go on that. Let's go by that, and we'll see what happens. Each year's gone by. If it's still like this, hey, more power to me, right? Because then I could accumulate more. As I'm making more money, as I could stash more in my Roth IRA. Yeah, what more can I ask? I mean, if I could increase my position from 1,000 to 2,000 shares, that's more power to me, right? And so I welcome them. I welcome them to short this company some more, right? So anyway, that's just my schmeal. I'm sure most of you agree with this too. Well, I mean, with the exception, I'm sure some of you have been holding for 3 years and you've been very kind of antsy on that. But, for me, I think I started my position up here, so 2021, when it was like $60 or more right there. And of course, like I've been kind of nibble at it, small bites at a time here. And of course, that's my long-term portfolio right there. That's my retirement. That's whatever. So that's why I'm not as antsy at all. And even if it runs, after, a couple of years, I'm sure they're going to try to keep us under 40 as long as possible, because that's the number of the S&P 500, right? Unless the S&P 500 goes up like crazy, then perhaps the threshold to go up to the S&P 500 is a lot higher, in which case that's probably how they're going to keep this company a little bit lower. I don't know if they're going to be able to contain it, honestly, if what you're saying is true, Jay. But I'm sure they're going to have their ways of, flipping along again. Like, I'm sure, again, using option, using tactic of, them manipulating the price up or down at will, and just, I guess, selling calls, selling puts, and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm sure they have their way of getting around it. It's definitely happening. I spoke way too much truth. Yeah, I'm sure. Just like all the other swaps and hedges get promoted. Yep. And the stock price control for all their buddies, as well as powers that be who pay them. Yes, of course. Like, again, but to me, honestly, Rand Cohen is valuable to them as well. Eventually they're gonna flip their script, just like how Elon Musk used to be a kind of I guess a CEO that they don't trust, and retail was trusting. At some point, they're gonna flip the script too, just like now. I'm sure there is an appearance that Elon Musk is not important to them. in his earlier years, right, of before it become the Tesla that it is today. I draw that correlation because I see it, how, Ryan Cohen is being smashed in the media right now. But I bet you anything, in 10 years, they're going to elevate him at someone, somewhere, somehow, right? They're going to use different terminology, obviously. It's their playbook. It's their playbook because, to me, Ryan Cohen is valuable to whoever, right? Power that be or whatever, because he's just a money-making machine, right? To them, all it is just like, just make sure when they flip the script, you have the share that you need to, of this company anyway. And whether you believe in Ryan Cohen to deliver those, which I have no doubt at all that he's going to be able to succeed. It's just going to take a little bit more time than people think it's going to be. And he's going to prove it. He's going to, just work his ASS off. And he doesn't need to tell you what he's going to do. Like, he's just that type of CEO. And if you don't see the number, if you see the number and then you still doubt it, then that's on you, Have no qualms about it. And I don't think Ryan Cohen gonna start talking all of a sudden. He's just gonna be quietly, doing his jobs and show the number, right? And I'm sure he probably think that he doesn't want to overpromise people either, right? And I think that's the type that this is the type of CEO I want to stand by, at the very least, Ryan Cohen will be legendary and end up becoming one of the world's richest men, and I hate this, like, and a very powerful figure in time. Yeah, I'm sure of it. I think I equate him to Warren Buffett. Like, he's the type that all about fundamental, kind of like, and of course, like, younger than Warren Buffett too. Like, Warren Buffett didn't become a millionaire until he was 40 years old, right? Ryan Cohen is a billionaire at 34. And so I'm sure he's going to be able to deliver much quicker than that. So that's why I told you guys this before. I invest for 10 years, time span here. And, so by that token, when I make this decision to get into Gamestop up here, I was already all in, right? I always not all in at the time, but I was like, hey, I'm going to be here for a while. But I did kind of predict this. They're going to try to bring it down to here, to here or whatever. And so I didn't buy too much of it until it got to here. And then I add a little bit over time, 20%, and all that stuff. So to kind of like weed it off of my original position. At the time, I kind of bought a little bit of everything. Of coming from AMC, I kind of bought like some Berkshire Hathaway here and there, and some other stocks that I was in. But I was 20% in here for GameStop, and then just slowly chipping at that position. So now I'm 100% in GameStop when it got to here, and yeah, so my position there, it's going to be my long term, like my Roth IRA here. Again, and that's going to be tax free, for years to come. And even if I don't add any more, I feel like I'd be, set. But of course, like every year, I have the ability to max it out. Whether I could do that, I couldn't do it for the last 3 years because I wasn't able to earn that much, and there's some expenses life happens, and some expenses that couldn't kind of increase my position. But now I'm at the point where I could do that with this settlement that I have from Celsius settlement. I'm gonna be able to max that out again. So I'm gonna be happy because it's before earnings. So I'm just gonna hopefully I am gonna get it before it runs. And even if it's coming down to, that would be great. If it's down to what's the price point here? What are you saying? Even when it's coming down here, that's going to be a good chunk of shares there is being locked away. Not to be found. I think management has got it figured out 100%. Yeah, of course, no star. I mean, I believe it. That's why I'm here for. I'm here for it. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Do we know when Brian Cohen was born? Can anyone give me his actual birth dates here? Because I was trying to look for his birth dates, and this is what I found. Like, what is this? Is this a mystery man? Is he falling from heaven here that I couldn't find? That nobody knows his birth dates? At 15, Brian Cohen started his first business, collecting fees off of referrals to various e-commerce websites. I mean, at 15, he was a king of e-commerce right there. No, I'm kidding. At 15, he was like he's like, he knows a lot about e-commerce, you guys. At 2011, he was 25. Brian Cohen found Chewy. Like at 25, so 10 years after that, he found Chewy. And Chewy, we know what Chewy is. He went to over 100 capital firm, and they always rejected him, right? All of them, right? And so it takes him 2 years to find Volution Capital, and they only give him $15 million. Imagine that $15 million turned into a whole bunch of billions, okay? And so that is the leadership that we have right now. And still, people still call him a failure. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Anyway, it's too cool. Do equal man of mystery. Oh, I don't know. Is this something? Hi, Sean. Thank you for joining. But anyway, yeah, does anyone knows his birth dates? I'm dying to know because I'm into like astrology and stuff. Like I want to see his birth chart and see whether he's actually a true, what is it called? It's like you could see the motivations of people, and of course, like it's go either way, right? It's just how mature he is and all that stuff. I think you could see on the birth chart of the people, if you believe in that stuff, right? So I'm curious. It's a commercial. Wait, it's a commercial for beer. Oh, okay. I don't know what that was. Well, there you go. I don't drink beer, so I don't know all that stuff. But I appreciate that, though. Okay, so all right. So he started with $15 million from Volution Capital, and those are the leadership that are in GameStop right now. By 2016, he raised capital from investors including BlackRock. You think BlackRock's not gonna buy? Well, actually, BlackRock bought some into some more shares. A couple weeks ago, right? So of course, BlackRock knows what's going on. That's why they're quietly accumulating shares, and nobody wants to tell you that, right? Investor, who's this? I don't even know. T. Rowe Price Group is an American publicly owned, publicly owned global investment management that offer funds, subsidiary services, separate account management. Okay, so this is a publicly traded company or funds or whatever. So that year, the company had $900 million in sale and had become #1 online pet retailer. How is this a product of a failure of a man? You see what I mean? Like, come on. To me, like, if you read this biography and you're still like not so, I don't know what will help you here, in my opinion, anyway. Again, I read this a year ago, and so I know what all this is, but I just want to show people here. By 2017, he raised $350 million and are prepared for an IPO. Okay, so he raised money, I guess, like, hold on. So the company had that increase in sale, right? $900 million, and it was the #1 online pet food retailer, right? So GameStop's going to be a juggernaut here in the future. So how long that was that? So from, hold on. So from 2011, okay, that's when he founded, 2011 to 17. So how long is that? That's 6 years, right? So in 6 years, he was able to bring Chewy from start to IPO. Okay, from start to IPO. But I think what kind of helped him kickstart that is the Evolution Capital funding of $15 million, right? So it took him 2 years to get the funding that he needed to expand the company. And then from 13 to 17, so that's what, 4 years. So it takes him from 4 years to grow that company to the #1 online pet food store, right? And that same year, 2017, that's when he sold it for $3 billion. And so, I don't know, like, is that luck? I don't think so. Did he just got lucky there? How many lucky person out there who could sell their company for $3.3 billion? It's like ridiculous. I post his birthday at the top. Oh, okay. At the top of where? Oh, right here. Oh, good. I didn't see that one. Okay, do we know his birthplace? That'd be amazing. Where did you get that birthday from? Wait, no, that's not his birthday. Really? July? No. He's 30-something. Are you pulling my leg here? So that birthday would bring him to 27 years old. No. He should be on the 80s, 1980s. July 8, 1980 maybe? Am I saying this right? Oh man, my wife is into astrology. She knows all of my family member moon sign. Oh my god. Yes, that's what you need. She's a smart woman. So I'm just telling you, Sean. Just telling you. It would be fun to do one on Ryan Cohen, though. It would be fun for this channel. Okay. Having a great leadership and a letter to the board as a roadmap as well as the great financials. I don't know what else anyone needs to see. I will hit everyone by surprise. Okay, 19. All right. Do we know his birthplace? Okay, it's just July 8th, 19. Okay. Let's see. I'm not gonna do it on this live stream because I need to analyze it, but it'll be fun to look at it. It's so much fun, Sean, if you're into it, and I'm sure your wife is a smart woman. Okay, so July 8th. I mean, if you know the hour of birth too, that would be good, but I don't think you would know that except him. 1987. I think he's born in Toronto now? In Canada? Okay. I know, it's Canada. Montreal? Maybe I could use that. Do we know that for sure though? Okay, so Quebec, Montreal. Oh wow, there's so many different ones here. Quebec, Canada. Okay. All right. It's gonna be fun. I think that this is what I got. So since we don't know his, I bet you, like I could assure you, for those of you who are not into astrology, knowing the hours of birth helps a lot because you know the personality of the person, right? Much more. So, okay. Looks good. Okay. Alright, so this tells me something, right? So he has his sun in Cancer. That's good because that's, you know, sensibility, like very sensitive person. You know, his Venus sign is in Cancer. That's good. That's caring, you know, like very maternal in the way he care about certain things. And his Mars is in Leo. It's, I guess, like, that's like his ambition, right? It's very, you know, grandiose type thing, but it's in 1 degree though. That's powerful in my opinion. It's like anything in 1 degree and the end, it's like, it's a powerful placement, so to speak, right? So that's good. That this is Mars right here, Mars. Okay, his moon sign is in Sagittarius. That's good. Yeah, so far so good. Wow. Okay, so in his, this is Mercury in Cancer. I think that's like, I need to learn more about that. That it just means that in his, kind of in his way, like his people are gonna think I'm crazy. What is the sun? Let me see. I need to do more research on this, but yeah, I'll do it in my next live stream. So thank you so much, Jay, for that. So I need to kind of save this one for next time. So I know what to say after. So there you go. But yeah, so far so good. And I like how his sun sign is in Cancer there. And Sagittarius. That means he has a sense of humor. So Moon in Sagittarius means that you have a good sense of humor. So that explains like why he loves memes so much, you know. That's good though. Okay. Yeah, if you know the time of birth too, that would be amazing. So you would know a little bit more about his what he cares about most, like the house placement and all that stuff. So for example, if his moon sign is in like the 9th house or whatever, he cared about, you know, it's like political stuff, right? Like the structures and, you know, of the society and all that stuff. So you can learn a lot. Like, I don't knock it, Sean. Like, your wife, like I said, she's a very smart woman. It's so funny though. So now you know that Ryan Cohen has the moon sign of Sagittarius. So you could tell your wife that, Sean. Anyway, so let me get back to the stock real quick. But let's kind of continue with this one. So let me see. So he joined. Okay, so back in. Wait. Okay, so he sold it to PetSmart. Chewy value was created by in parts of the company relationship with its customer. See, you know, doing the right thing right here, like to please the customer. 24 hours, whatever, right? Those things has value, and even though like people keep saying, "Hey, it's not profitable," when Brian Cohen was there, well, it's not about that. It has some value. That's why PetSmart paid a pretty penny for it, right? And Ryan Cohen remained the CEO, follows the acquisition, and operated the company largely as an independent unit of PetSmart. He grew the business to $3.5 billion in revenue in 2018, including 66% of sales coming from customers signed up for the automatic recurring shipment. Prior to stepping down as a CEO to pursue personal goals and spend time with his family. In June 2019, Chewy went public at a valuation of $8.7 billion. So there you go. You know, when he stepped down, the company was the valuation was higher than he was originally a CEO, right? And I think in one of his interview, he was saying like how he was not, you know, a man to follow a footstep of other people. He's there to lead, right? I think that's one of the reasons why he stepped down too. You know, aside from, you know, spending time with his family for his own personal, you know, goals. And I don't think that he wanted to work under anyone. And, you know, he's not built for that. The original purpose of Chewy was to build the biggest online store, and it was achieved already. That's why he stepped down. So, okay, and then 2021, Ryan Cohen joins the Gamestop board along with two Chewy executives. Ryan Cohen was also appointed chairman to lead a new committee in charge of company-wide transformation. There you go. Ryan Cohen appointment triggered a stock rally within 2 weeks. The stock had increased to 1,500%. result from a short squeeze. Of course, that's not really it. Since then, Ryan Cohen has been instrumental in a number of changes at GameStop, including the departure of multiple executive and 10 members of the boards of directors, and the hiring of multiple Amazon's and Chewy executive in leadership position. He became a chairman, followed annual shareholder meeting. Okay, and then in September of recent year, he took over as an executive CEO of GameStop. Okay, there you go. You got caught up. So the whole reason why I went through all that is to just give a snippet of who Ryan Cohen is, right? And to me, Marant's live stream gives me a whole bunch of like ideas of how leadership is much more important than any balance sheets could offer. I think balance sheet is the symptoms of what leadership could provide, right? And old leadership wasn't there to build this company from the ground up, right? And it's the same people who are kind of there to kind of pick on the carcass of companies, and that are good, in good standing, but they just want to dismantle it so that it's easier for them, right? It's the sure things, right? And that's why they do it. Like, people say, why would people bankrupt the company on purpose? I'm like, well, because it's easier to build something. When you just think about like demolishing a building, right? It takes a second or at least 10 minutes, how about that, to kind of place the bomb here and there, right? It's took no amount of work whatsoever to diminishing the building, but it takes longer to build it up. And so it's the same way with businesses, right? These people don't want to wait for their money to grow. They want a certain percentage, right? They want a certain, like, that it's certain that they're going to bankrupt the company. And on top of that, they get to bet against it, right? And so that's how they do it. That's how they are able to make 20-30% in a year. Or, like double their money every decade. It's a sure thing for them. That's why they do it. Meanwhile, if you spend time building the company, it takes longer, but the legacy is there. You get the right people in, and the right people will flock to you, right? And hopefully those people will stand by you through thick and thin, and because they've been through it with them, right? I'm sure Ryan Cohen's going to rack up a whole bunch of investment coming in his way, and I'm sure he knows a lot of people. Again, that's why I feel so lucky at this moment in time that I found GameStop the way it is today. And people are still like fighting, like, oh, it's a shitco. Okay, think about it. I mean, if you think it's a shitco at this point, I don't know what to tell you. But, and again, if they keep pointing to the price, look at the price. It's been down in a year, Let's see. If you were to kind of from the top here, let's see. If you were to buy from here, I get it. If you bought at the top right there, 120 right there, and you held till now, you would have been down. Let me see. What is this? 87? Hold on. 87%. Let's just say 90% down. Right? But that's assuming that you don't ever add any more. Now, if you believe in the company, I'm sure you're gonna add more, right? As time goes on, like especially at this time, right? Think about it. They've been beating expectation since here, right? I know like the top line revenue is down, but that by 10% here. But guess what? They improve on earnings per share, 15% there. What is this one? Earnings per share down 12% here, but I'm sure it's because we're paying off debt or using the money for something else to build the infrastructure of things, right? Over here, look, we beat 200% of the expectation, right? And then over here, 6%. Over here, 78%. Over here, 100%, right? But yet the price still down. Why? You have to ask yourself why. And if that is, I'm not saying it's crime. I'm not saying it's something else here. All I know is that the price is down. What am I to do, right? So me, hey, I think dollar cost average down is the only way that I could kind of like rectify this, right? And so I'm gonna keep on adding. It hasn't been a year. It hasn't been 10 years yet. So I started my position over here, November 21, right? So now it's only been 2 years or so, right? Hold on. Yeah, 2 years. 2 full years. Oh wait, hold on. Is that 3 years? Am I having an image? Okay, that's 1 right there. November. That's 2. Yeah. So a little bit over 2 years for me. So technically, Ryan Cohen has 8 more years to prove me wrong. So he's doing fine. I mean, within 6 years, he took Chewy from its inception to IPO. So yeah, 8 years is a good amount to see that. It's 100% crime. There's no shares legally left to short. I know. But I have to say it in certainty, and I have no way to verify that, Jay. So that's why I'm kind of like be careful with that. It would be me speculating if I think it's 100% crime here. So we have to tame ourselves, and even if there's no crime whatsoever, this company would still be a good company to hold. And just like Moran said, it's going to shock the world, and people are still like blind to it, right? But I think before that happens, I'm sure they're going to drop the SPY to scare people off too, and everything's going to drop with it too. So just be careful on that, right? Like again, this is just my opinion, right? Despite all the good earnings, because of the market panicking, I bet they're gonna try to drag it down as much as they can before they force the buyback or whatever. Whatever happens, it's gonna happen in that way. But as far as like the balance sheets, like that's all you have to worry about. Price action, if you could get it at a cheaper price, that would be the opportunity of a lifetime right there. So yep, just my opinion, right? I don't know anything. I'm sorry to say, be more that birthday is wrong. That birthday is wrong? That is Ryan Cohen, an actor. Well, okay, well, get me the right one. Get me the right one. That's so funny. Why does he not have a birthday here? Like, was he adopted? Is it possible that he was adopted? Of course, one of us can prove it, but if you look at the daily shorted, yeah, for years. Yeah, true. Time traveler. I know, right? It seems like he is. He's from the future. He's an alien, you guys. No wonder he's just like, hey, you need to follow me into the greatest future, you know. Yeah, if you read this part too, it's so ridiculous that he's being sued for pumping Bed Bath & Beyond publicly traded stock, pump and dump. It's like crazy. To release fraudulent and misleading. The sue alleged conspiracy with the company CFOs to release fraudulent and misleading. What the F? Makes no damn sense. Its claim damage $1.2 billion. Of course it's $1.2 billion, right? Crazy. Investigation into Ryan Cohen's trading and all that stuff. I wonder what the updates on it, you know. It's like, of course they didn't find anything, and that as the fact that the SEC is investigating him rather than Citadel, you know, or they actually found Citadel to be, you know, mismarking orders and all that BS, and only fined them like $1 million or something like that. Something ridiculous. Something ridiculous. Okay. I guess that's all I have, you guys. Oh my god, I've been... Okay, so let's look at this. I know, like, the economy is not as it seemed, right? There's so many, like, fishy stuff, and of course the SPY's up today. It's, like, crazy. You know, there's no coherent, like, nothing, like, seems to be rosy, so to speak, right? But they're selling you, oh, it's a soft landing. Oh, NVIDIA could be this and that. It's like, oh, perhaps, you know, the earnings is actually better than people think because, you know, they were revising down even though the revenue is not there. It's like they keep saying, oh, maybe NVIDIA is justified. You know, there was one guy who said that, like, really? Is the valuation justified? Like, crazy. Now, while in the meantime, obviously, there's a whole bunch of, like, delinquency is skyrocketing. Skyrocketing. But if you were to kind of look at every single metric out there, see, this is a car loan right there. Went up 8% to 8% right there. Student loan, of course, it's still down here because I guess a moratorium or whatever. This yellow line here is kind of ticking back up again. That's mortgage payment, right? I don't know what HE revolting is. Revolving. Maybe high equity revolving, maybe? I don't know. I'm just assuming. Maybe revolving credit on corporate debt, or so to speak, maybe. I'm just assuming again. And then credit card seems to exceed every single loan out there. So credit card went up again. The delinquency, meaning people can't pay, cannot pay their debt. But yeah, nobody seems to care about that, right? And of course, like inflation is still kind of like something to take care of too. I don't know. Now let's take a look at AMC real quick. Of course, it's pretty comical too. A couple of days ago, it was up 11%, right? And to me, I think it was more technical than anything because of this diversion here. I'm sure it's gonna turn back down when it comes to like maybe $5. It's gonna reverse back down. So it's nothing new here, honestly. We all know what AMC is, so it's tough to watch, honestly. Okay, I think that's all I have. But before I leave you guys, again, I appreciate every single one of you for coming in today. Of course, I'm preaching to the choir here. So. But yeah, get me Ryan Cohen birth date, please, if you could. It'd be interesting to see his chart. So let me leave you with this short clip here. Of course, like this guy showed his video before. He has his YouTube channel. He has his Patreon if you want to support him. And what he does is that he's kind of give people notes and to aware of like all of the brands that you're watching, the brands that you're spending your money on, and what you spend your money on matters. And so you could always kind of divest in that sense. If you want the same world, keep shopping the way that you are. But if you want to be aware of what's going on here, shop differently. So here's why.
How can your laundry detergent save the world? Well, it's actually pretty simple. According to Investopedia, consumer spending consistently accounts for about 70% of the US economy. And according to anyone with eyes, most of our problems in our normal everyday lives comes from the huge wealth gap between the top 1% and all the rest of us. Which is why I spend so much time going to grocery stores and looking at who actually owns all the products on the shelves and how many of them are owned by all the same mega corporations that are owned by all the same big money. And it's not just BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, it's also Geode and Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. It's just banks, fund managers, the 0.01%. So how can your laundry detergent change the world? Well, if you buy any of that laundry detergent, it won't. It'll keep everything exactly the same. Like 7th generation, looks natural? Nah, that is owned by Unilever. Open Nature, sounds natural? Nope, that is Albertsons. I made a whole spreadsheet that's available for free on my website of all the different brands of detergent that you might buy and who actually owns them. And ever since I started doing this research, I've been using Eco. Family owned, plant powered, but honestly, it doesn't work very well. And when I was researching to make this video, check out what I found. I found this dude Matt, who started his own laundry detergent company, no plastic packaging, super concentrated, and it smells good. Had him send me some, and it's freaking awesome. And at $15 for the other stuff, heck, even at $10 for the fake other stuff, I'm still getting more for my money out of this. And I'm supporting a small business and a real dude in the process. See, we control 70% of the US economy, and we can't change our spending habits in all 70% of that economy, but that whole economy is made up of little individual purchases. And in most cases, the only thing stopping us from taking our money away from mega corporations and giving it to founder and family-owned businesses that will circulate it in local economies to real people is just knowledge, is just knowing which brands are which, and choosing to spend usually the same exact amount of money at a different company. So these spreadsheets are available for free on my website. Mosey Wash's TikTok shop is linked right here. Everyone loves to rag on capitalism these days and be like, money is the problem, money is the root of all the evil, but it's not. It's just a tool. Capitalism is just a system, and it's whatever we make it. And we've all been tricked into spending all of our money at giant mega corporations and helping them consolidate all the market. Until today, the illusion of choice is exactly that, an illusion. But they can't force us to buy their shit. All they can do is trick us into buying their shit. And so I'm here to break the matrix. You're welcome. Support small businesses.
There you go. Change the world with one detergent at a time. It's so so true, though. It's so true. Like we always said, like, hey, money is good and evil and all that stuff. Money is just a tool, and if you don't give it to them, right, by the way that they trick us into, buying all these choices, we think that we have our choices. The same way with politicians, right? We don't have any choices. We keep voting, vote blue no matter who, right? That's Democrat. And then people who are, Republican, they always like, if you don't vote for Trump, so and so is going to get in office. It's, again, both sides is being played here, and if we keep pigeonhole ourselves into one affiliation, every time the Democrats is in office, it's the Democrats' fault. That's why we're in this place and time, whatever. I bet you anything, if Trump was in office, he would have been still the same, doing the same BS anyway, right? But I think out in the open, right? I'm sure instead of, Ukraine war, he'd probably be, okay with other type of war, right? To inflate his own balance sheets and all that stuff, the same thing, the same way. And all it is, it's just private equity owned, right? And, we're owned by this illusion of choice. And so if you break out of that, like, instead of voting for your, party all the time, you look into the person. Is the person who running, but anyway, turning political for whatever reason. It's not about political thing, but it's just like an overall arching of my thoughts here. I just think that sometimes we're pigeonhole ourselves into thinking that we don't have any choices. We do have choices, but we just need to make a smart one, right? And to me, Gamestop is an embodiment of that. Some change, right? At least a change that I'm willing to kind of place my money on, in a sense that this company has a CEO that has done everything right, lead the right way, lead by example, right? And I think he's gonna change the landscape of corporate America, right? Perhaps to go back to when capitalism is touted as this great thing where, it's going to kind of build the service that people love, right? Product that people love, creating, value for the people that are actually working for the company, right? Everyone involved, not just the CEO or the executive that is being placed in those position of power, right? And that's only, like, currently only a few would benefit, right? And so hopefully, this company is gonna, set a trailblaze, at least set an example for the rest of the company to follow through for the CEO out there. And so, yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for that change as well. And yeah, hopefully to change my life as well. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm sure you guys are the same way. Right? Okay, Winthrop, come on. You have to, what? Are you here to poop on the party? Right? I have no choice? What do you mean by that? Buy GME or stay poor? What the fuck? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is support good leadership or be in the dark. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure people could get rich elsewhere too. That's not what this is about, Winthrop. And so, if you don't get that already, you don't understand GME Investor here. We are here for the company as well as changes. So, well, that's what I'm here for, All right, guys, that's all I have. On that note, adios. I will see you when I see you.